Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Stephanie Miller Show.
All right, time to send out the bat signal to summon George Slaughter, legendary creator of Laugh-In. That means he'll be here shortly. Live in studio with us. 1-800-STEP-1, the phone number. Toll free from anywhere, StephanieMiller.com. Check it out. You can email us all there. Executive producer Chris LeBoy, voice Dee Dee, Jim Ward, or me, Stephanie Miller. All of us will be at Sexy Liberal Chicago this Saturday. Yeah. And Audra. And Kate. April 26th, the Stephanie Miller Sexy Liberal Comedy Tour is making its return to the Chicago Theater. So get your tickets now, folks, because these bitches be crazy. Like cray-cray. Yeah. There's my lady Stephanie with her bronze ass, and Carlos Rocky, John Fugelsang, and Jim Ward, and boy toy Chris LeBoy. Don't stop. No. Can't stop what? Oh my gosh, you might want to get that checked out. Yikes. Yeah. A par and a tay. That's right. All right, so do it, get it. Tickets going very fast. I'm not even sure if there are any VIPs left, but go check it out. Get the proper ticket links, by the way, at Sexy Liberal Facebook or SexyLiberal.com. Yep. Don't go to the scalper sites or the whatever.
Because they suck.
The flan. Okay, so very, very excited to be back in Chicago. We've all lived in Chicago before.
We did.
Very exciting.
This will be the first time I've been there since 2000.
By the way, guess who has been to both Sexy Liberals in Los Angeles? George Slaughter, creator of Laugh-In.
Sure.
I loved it immensely. All right. So where we be? Oh, could you take your poll out for me, please? Or my yes, thank you. I was talking about the Gary Bauer and Tony Perkins have done a poll. They do not want Republicans to drop their opposition to same-sex marriage in their party platform, so they commissioned a poll. Oddly, it runs counter to all of the other polls in the country. The survey by it's by a GOP polling firm.
Oh, wow.
It was up Republican and Republican-leaning independents. Mm-hmm. The survey showed 82% agreeing with the statement that marriage should be between one man and one woman. It also found 75% disagreed that politicians should support the redefinition of marriage to include same-sex couples. Perkins.
No, mother blood, no!
I can't believe that. President of the Family Research Council added that the vast majority of the GOP base continues to believe that marriage is a non-negotiable plank with which you should beat gay people. Right. Of the national platform and blah, 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 blah. I say continue to be out of step with entire American people on that issue. Go ahead.
A lot of state Republican parties are taking that plank out of their platform.
Right.
So eventually it's going to come out of the National Party platform. And where is Tony Perkins going to be then?
Where is Gary Bauer going to be? At the cemetery. Cruising where he normally is.
Cruising for chicks.
But same-sex corpses. Or, I mean, opposite-sex corpses. Pardon me.
That's icky.
This one's still fresh.
The Stephanie Miller Show has no information that Gary Bauer likes to dead people. He looks like Peter Lorre, and he looks a little creepy.
And he trolls funeral homes for chicks.
Very afraid of pancakes.
All right. You know what? This is going to be what finally brings the last person around on marriage equality in America.
What?
The wedding of the century is off. Brad Pitt's family apparently are like ultra-religious right-wing whacks.
Huh.
And Angelina Jolie's having none of it. This
her
might finally bring me on to Team Angelina.
Her father is a right-wing whack.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Angelina refusing to wed longtime partner Brad Pitt because of a shocking gay scandal engulfing his family. She's been fighting nonstop with Pitt over his parents' and siblings' dedication to a church with a hate-mongering pastor who rails against gays and preaches that homosexuality dishonors God. Angie's so furious over Pitt's devotion to a church with a controversial preacher, she refuses to move ahead with plans for Hollywood's wedding of the century. So there.
He doesn't have affiliation with the church.
No, but his family, yes, his family.
Right, so why is she mad at him? He's not doing anything.
Angie's completely broken up over the situation involving Brad's family and their church.
This sounds like a National Enquirer story.
She's going to cut him.
Yes.
She likes knives.
No, that was in the Billy Bob Thornton years. That was a phase. And also the lesbian phase. That was a phase for her.
Well, that was just research when she was making that movie Geo.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. What we can all agree on is crowdfunding penis surgery for pet turtles.
Aww. Why does a turtle need penis surgery?
Well, thank you for asking.
I'm moving the show along.
There was once a time, Gawker says, before Facebook, when Optimus hoped crowdfunding would change the world. It would democratize product development, change investing forever, revolutionize the way we pay for tortoise penis surgeries.
Huh?
And now the dream is real.
I find that highly objectionable.
Not Mitch McConnell. This is entirely different. A Bristol, UK man discovered that Cedric, his pet tortoise, Cedric, had a painful inflammation of the
area.
It's an area that they use it for a lot of stuff: urination, excretion, mating. It's an all-purpose hole. Something.
It's a hole, or is it an appendage?
It's a yeah. Without surgery, Cedric, more importantly, would be not the entertainer, the tortoise.
Cedric the tortoise
would be in serious pain and possibly even die.
Oh, that's no good.
Well, listen.
So he went to the Moyle and everything's fine.
Previously discovered here on the Stephanie Miller Show how vigorous turtle sex actually is.
Yeah,
right. There's a video. Listen, this is turtle sex. This turtle's having sex.
That's Elaine Chow. That's what it sounds like.
Hang on. Wait till the end. Hang on.
And she's just sitting there going...
She's rolling her eyes.
Again.
Are you in yet? Hang on. Okay. Good boy. That's our favorite part. Okay. All right.
Yeah, if you want to see that for yourself, go to Turtles Having Sex Funny as Hell on YouTube. That's what it's called.
It's funny.
Yeah.
No, the look on her face is, oh my God, really?
God.
Are you done? Anyway, they said, the guy said, I took him straight to the vet. They said he needed this operation pretty quickly, but the operation cost $251, and he did not have the cash on hand. He said, I'm not very well off. I don't come from an affluent family. I don't have a lot of disposable income. It will be causing him a lot of pain. You can tell when he walks that it's not very comfortable for him.
Turtles don't look comfortable when they walk anyway.
Yeah, he's walking really slowly. I don't understand why.
Why?
He seems so introverted. I don't know why. He seems to just keep going back into his shell. He did what any responsible pet owner would do. He hit up the internet for money to repair his tortoise's penis. In just 4 days, he got more than twice what he asked for.
All right.
Well, you know what? We may have to make up some sort of injuries for the next free speech fund drive.
All right.
And also, I need 2 Mook penis repairs. So could some people help me out?
You want me to break my penis? For the good of the show?
No. Unfortunately, a full checkup found Cedric would need an amputation of the affected area. Oh, dear. But it's too small to undergo the surgery right now. This gets sadder and sadder. Aww. He's been put on supplements. So, they're roiding him up so he can bulk up enough to go under the knife. That's where we are with Chris. He's almost ready for the surgery.
Oh, yeah.
John in Nevada, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, John. Welcome.
Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
I usually wake up in a pretty good mood and all that, and I put you on wherever I'm going and that and get some good laughs.
Yes.
Then you had to start talking about this Bundy guy again, and I get all upset. But thankfully, I got to listen to your last little spiel here, so that kind of cheered me back up.
Right.
But, I live up in northeast Nevada for 41 years, big ranching country, and most of my life has been spent out on ranches and working. And right now what I do a lot of water development on ranches. And when I listen to these stories about this guy, there's such a lack of understanding and information about, grazing in the West and relationship that ranchers have with the BLM. It's a very good relationship, and a lot of ranchers in our area are very upset with this whole thing because it starts to demonize all of them. They start getting associated with these militia clowns and welfare cowboys and all this kind of stuff. The grazing fees that they pay, this $1.35 a month, they are very happy to pay that. That money is pumped right back into the land.
Yeah.
In the way of improvements. What I do in the way of water development is primarily paid for by the government, and the grazing boards that decide where these fees go are made up by ranchers. And so, you know, like anything, there's people that gripe all the time about, you know, their car dealer or the phone company or whatever. I mean, there's always those types, always will be. And the Rupert robots are never going to give you the truth of the information that you need, you know. And it's just so sad because there's a great relationship, a lot of very progressive people out here trying to do the right thing, proud of their operations, proud of what they're doing on the land. I mean, if folks ever had a time to come out and take a tour, I can take them places and show them things that we're doing out here that people are very proud of, and there's a lot of cooperative things.
Well, and I think that's part of this whole story is people are like, why can't he pay his fair share like everybody else?
Right.
Why don't they, you know, interview all the people, all the ranchers around him that pay their fees?
Yeah, the ranchers around him are pretty upset too.
You only sent me the story about the winner of the Boston Marathon, so I would try to pronounce his name.
Pronounce it. Pronounce it. Do it.
I've never had to announce who won the Boston Marathon. It's the first American. Meb Kazlekazeki? Meb. His name is Meb.
Meb.
Kaflazegi.
All right. Are you sure?
Aren't you part Polish?
He's the first American since 1985 to win.
Right. He's a former New York City Marathon champion and Olympic medalist.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. To me for pronouncing that?
Well,
Thank
sure.
you.
Kind of.
You're welcome.
I guess you get a golf clap.
Maybe just a tennis clap, really. 17 minutes
I think
after
our guest
the hour.
is here.
Yes, he is. Not every day you get a legendary producer at your door.
Right.
All right. 17, or no, now it's 18 minutes after the hour. This hour of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by Carbonite. Our lives more and more rely on our computers, all of us. In order to keep up, we need new computer files. Need to revise the old ones. You're totally dependent on being able to keep all that stuff and to get it whenever you need it, right? That's why we all need Carbonite Online Backup. Over 50,000 businesses trust Carbonite to back up their computer files. Even if you're backing up your files with DVDs or thumb drives, not enough. You need the total backup solution that Carbonite gives you. Everything is up there. It's automatic, cloud-based. Your files are encrypted and stored securely off-site. And Carbonite is so affordable. You will not believe it. I've had so many people thank me. Be one of them. Do it. Do it now. Carbonite.com. Type in my offer code Stephanie for a free trial. No credit card required, plus 2 free bonus months with your subscription. That's Carbonite.com. Offer code is Stephanie. 18 minutes after the hour. Right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
What started and where?
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Welcome to it, 23 minutes after the hour. See, I told you that the bat signal would work. See? We sent it out and he got here early. Yeah. The legendary creator of Laughing. George Slaughter is live in studio with us.
Hi, Steph. How are you?
Hi, George.
This is a great setup you have here.
Thank you.
I mean, just the pictures are wonderful, but of course the art piece is just my favorite.
Ron's ass.
Yes, I know you're distracted.
Are people aware of what I'm looking at here?
Oh, yeah.
It's my bronze
There's
ass.
a camera right up there, right focused right on you.
It's just wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, George.
I know. Thank you.
Listen, not only are you obviously a comedy legend, but you probably gave up Breakfast with Larry King to be here this morning, didn't you?
Yes.
You did.
Which is, they all sit around and lie to each other every morning. He owns this bagel place, and he sit there in the window, and people come by. I mean, it's amazing the appeal of that man. They have little kids and old people, and
right.
It's wonderful.
Right. Do you do at breakfast every morning?
Not every morning.
Not
no,
a lot of mornings.
I can't take that every morning. No,
George, hello.
You have Jewish breakfast every morning, you're going to lose your place in line.
Hello.
This is great you have up here.
Thank you. Well, and that means a lot, Chris. You know why?
Why?
Not only credited with the groundbreaking Laugh-In, but also basically reality television, right? With the real people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a child of the 70s and 80s, so Real People was Wednesday night watching for my entire family.
Child of the 70s.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Me too.
You guys have more fun than you're allowed to have with your clothes on.
Well, this is now that we do it from home. It's sort of like, I don't know, what the Osbournes meets, Animal Planet.
Dogs running through.
Yes.
So now, when are you going to be in Los Angeles again with the show?
I don't know yet.
I love that program.
Oh, Sexy Liberal Comedy Tour? Why, thank you for that plug. I'll be at the Chicago Theater. We'll all be at the Chicago Theater this Saturday.
Yeah.
Really? Well, go see it. It is wonderful.
Thank you.
I had the best time.
Thank you, honey bun. Now, the other thing is we obviously talk about politics all the time, and you are famous for getting Richard Nixon to say, "Suck it to me."
Suck it to me?
I'm laughing.
I've had to live with that. You know, it was we wanted to do something on our first show, and Paul Keyes was Nixon's joke writer. If you're ready for that, right?
Wow.
Known for his jokes, of course.
So he said, maybe why don't I try to get Nixon to do it? So we went over to the studio and we got him to say, "Suck it to me." It took 6 takes to get him to say it like, "Suck it to me." The first time it was like, "Suck it to me." And he said, "No, Mr. Nixon," just kind of light and smile. He said, "Yes, I'm new at this comedy business, you know."
Gee, seems like such a natural.
Take 2, right? He said, "Suck it to me." And then we took it and we ran out of there like a porch climber. We put it on the air.
But you were saying, I mean, which, you know, political advisors back then, probably the same as today, you said all of Nixon's advisors were saying, "You can't do this, it'll ruin you."
They were still arguing about whether or not we could do it, and I was in the car going back to NBC to put it on the air as fast as possible. Yeah. Now, the thing was, once I saw it, I realized what we'd done because we made him into a nice guy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, George.
So then we chased Hubert Humphrey all over the United States trying to get him to, yeah, that's right, let's suck it to him.
He wasn't pleased as punch?
No. And he said that may have cost him the election, that little bump that Nixon got.
Well, exactly.
The first bump.
I love his advisor said, "Don't do this. You can break into a building probably and cover it up, but don't do a joke on a comedy show. That'll ruin you."
But we had a lot of the people like that. We had Billy Graham on. We had Buckley on, William Buckley.
Oh.
And it was a lot of people, you know, they were afraid of it. And when I asked William Buckley to do the show, his answer was, "Not only do I refuse to appear, I resent having been asked."
That sounds like it.
Oh, now that is huffy.
Awesome.
That is.
And we wound up very good friends, you know.
Yeah. I love this. The 6 takes on for him to look happy and say "Suck it to me" at the same time. I'm reading the LA Times piece. Congress had to send a special letter, you said, allowing us to avoid the equal time provision on the guarantee that his appearance was non-political and it was also under 10 seconds.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, if the administration had been under 10 seconds, he was a very, very bright man.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He made a couple of little mistakes, and that was kind of it. But then,
so listen, you are here because I read this because you're my friend and I adore you. But there's a great piece in the LA Times about our legendary friend George Schlatter. The finger of fate was never fickle to George Schlatter. And tonight, right, you're going to be sitting down at where is this? At Cine Family at the Silent Movie Theater for an evening with George Schlatter, TV comedy pioneer. And this is another thing people may not know about you, that you were really broke down a lot of color barriers.
Oh yeah, we did. It was kind of a feeling about getting something done that wasn't on the air then, and that's what Laugh-In was. But we did the first all-black variety show.
Right.
It was
Red Fox, Nipsey Russell.
It was Red Fox. First time they let him appear on network television because we were editing it like we'd edit Laugh-In, so he could say anything and I could take it out.
Right.
And he was there. He was Slappy White's partner. Red Fox.
Wow.
I just love that we had people named Slappy and Nipsey. That's what we're missing today, I think.
We should have more of them.
And Soupy, and also Soupy.
Right. Slappy and
Nipsey.
We're going to change our names to that. All right. We could talk to you forever. We have a hard break here, and then more George Schlatter, 29 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Chicago's Progressive Talk.
Stephanie Miller.
Armed with nothing more than a great set of incisors, Mother Beaver gets to lumberjacking. Those teeth of hers never stop growing. If she didn't wear them down every day, they'd soon outgrow her head.
Couldn't we just do like a show every day with George Schlatter? Just because he started telling stories during the break. We're like, shh. Don't say that. Don't say it. If you didn't say it on the air, it didn't happen. You were saying, and this means a lot to us as a legendary television producer, that you like this studio better because that's what we think. It's more like a reality show.
Lighting's better.
Yeah.
The lighting is better. I
Yes.
would, however, not let Warren Beatty in here.
That's what I said. Rob Reiner was in our old studio, and he famously said, "You'll never get Warren Beatty in here with this lighting. I'll tell you that right now."
Yeah. you get him in here, you'll never get him out. You know, he's a real horn dog, Warren. Yeah.
Yes, so the lighting much better. Natan, very good. Natan, our free speech TV director over there. Nicely done, Natan. So wait a minute. You were telling we have one story at a time. There's about a million, but you met Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah. And I was at the Vanity Fair Oscar party. And so it was kind of a surprise. And they came over and somebody said, "Oh, Bill O'Reilly, this is George Slaughter." And he said, "Oh, so you're George Slaughter?" And I said, "So you're Bill O'Reilly?" And he said, he said, "I used to be a fan of your show." And I said, "I'm still a fan of your show." He said, "No, I'm sorry.
No, he said, "I used to laugh."
He said, "I used to laugh at your show." And I said, "I still laugh at your show." And so then the relationship grew from there.
Yeah.
Onto, I've still never met Rush Limbaugh. That's my favorite. Did you see the other day when Stewart is going to do the new show, and he said, "That's the end. The liberals have taken over America."
Oh, Stephen Colbert, right?
Yeah. Stephen Colbert was going to take. The liberals have taken over America. Now here's this balloon buffoon with 3 hours a day, preaching nothing but propaganda, saying the liberals have taken over because Stephen Colbert is going to have a show in a year.
Right.
I mean,
a 1 hour show.
Yeah.
Rush is seriously brain dead.
Yeah, well, they have, on his 600 radio stations, he can talk about that they have no freedom of speech.
Right.
Okay.
Why am I being silenced 6
Right.
hours a day,
Yes.
my friends?
He said, and now Stephen Colbert is there, so the liberals have taken over.
And don't you love how they don't get satire?
Right.
They don't get
no
that he's
idea.
playing a character, Stephen Colbert. It's like, okay.
But
Anyway, so
my darling,
the legendary creator of Laugh-In is with us here live in studio. You are being honored. We were saying that, again, so famous for Laugh-In, and we talked about getting Nixon on there and all that, but we were saying not many people know you broke down so many color barriers. You were saying you were once a white greeter in an African-American club in Los Angeles. You insisted in the 50s that Sammy Davis Jr. be allowed to stay at the New Frontier Hotel in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Back in the day, right, when, we had all this segregation.
Yeah, there was time for it to end. And but we also did the first all-black variety show. And it was Red Fox and Slappy White and, Greg Hines. And it was wonderful. And it was very, very successful. And it was going to be a series. And the network said they didn't air it as a series because they thought they could never cancel it. But that broke down the barrier about Red Fox being on television.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Sammy Davis, so you were friends with the Rat Pack.
Yes, I was with Sammy when he opened at Ciro's the first time, when Janice Page was the headliner and Sammy was the opening act. And he was supposed to do 15 minutes. He did an hour and 20, and Janice never got out of the hall. And from that moment on, he just exploded.
Wow.
Here's one thing I didn't. I thought I knew everything about you, but you, were fired from the Judy Garland show after 5 episodes because you and CBS disagreed about your vision for the variety series. Tell us about that.
My meeting with Judy was hysterical because I didn't know what to say. It was all of a sudden we met, and I said, there's no truth to the rumor that I'm difficult. And she said, "You're difficult?" I said, "See, even you've heard it." And we went out and had some Blue Nun Liebfraumilch, and then we became very, very, very good friends, and I made her laugh. But she was very special, and the shows we did were special. We did a show with Lena and with Liza and with Mickey Rooney. The network wanted her to be the girl next door. And I said, there's only one person lives next door to anybody like that. And so we were doing the shows. They thought it was too special. So they wanted her to be more like, I had done the Dinah Shore show. They wanted her to be more like Dinah. And I said, that's just not going to do it.
TV executives are dopes mostly, aren't they?
Hmm?
I said TV executives. I remember I told a famous story because I can't remember what show I was on, and a TV executive said to me and my head comedy writer, he said, well, do you have to make fun of things?
Yeah. Yes.
We did
spectacular.
We did a show once for ABC, and we delivered the script, and they sat down with a big meeting. They have meetings, and when a network executive takes his glasses off, you're about to get it. Right?
Oh yeah.
And then they've been sincere, and they said, we like the script very much. I said, good. They said, it's very funny. And I said, yeah. And they said, but the problem is everything in it's about something important. Oh, you got me there. Guilty. You got me. So, yes.
So, obviously you discovered my other good friend Lily Tomlin, Goldie Hawn.
I love. Can you imagine Lily Tomlin walking into your office, and I canceled everything for the day. This is wonderful, isn't it?
The dog that is obviously thinks he's more important than Lily Tomlin.
And she sat there and she did.
By the way, Lily and Jane listen every morning, and they're like, don't let that dog interrupt this damn story.
No, Lily did like 30 characters in a row, sitting in the room. And I said, I want you to do the show. She said, well, when is it? I said, no, I want you to do all of them. So she was not, at that point, we didn't have to audition for the network. She walked in, and I hired her to do all the shows.
Yeah.
Same with Goldie. She walked in, sat in the chair. And you know when magic happens.
Yeah.
It's like when I saw you the first time, I said, look.
Well, I think that's clearly a direct line between
you. Well, no, it is. Trouble's in your DNA,
I got to say, I've had the great honor to be friends with you and Lily, and I was going to say, because you've been at a dinner party or two here with me.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I look around the table, I'm like, oh, my God. It's like
Rob
my childhood
was
dreams.
Here.
Yes.
Rob Reiner and Lily Tomlin. You know them all.
Yeah.
So you are an enormous effect on our society. You really have.
Oh, dear.
We just got to get you on a network somewhere.
Let's go, George. Let's, chop, chop. Let's go.
At that party, you had Elvira, Pee Wee Herman, George Takei, Mike Farrell,
Ed Asner,
Rob Reiner.
Everyone's having a 70s flashback.
Exactly, yeah.
I think we were there that night.
Yeah.
But it was
somebody
very
walked
exciting.
in. They're like, "Did I just see Meathead and Mr. Grant?"
Do people know about this little island of action here that's going on? It's in the middle of a mountain, a huge park across the street,
right.
And there's this wonderful, wonderful castle you have going.
We're just our own little magic mountain here. Yes, we are. So now, I love this. You, in the LA Times piece, you say you paid your dues before you became a producer. You were born with a wooden spoon in your mouth?
Susan, you know Susan King? You must meet her.
Oh, she wrote this piece about you in the LA Times.
Susan King wrote this in the LA Times. And she did one on Billy Crystal recently, too. See that show, by the way.
700 Sundays.
Oh, it was just unbelievable to see it.
It was just on HBO, I believe, yeah.
We went to the premiere he had in Westwood. It was wonderful. I mean, you see the actor, and then in there you see the comic, and then you see all of these wonderful things that are unfolded when you see that show.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful show. And then I saw Bill Maher.
Oh, you told me he was at the Nokia here. You said he was great.
Oh, he was wonderful. He was wonderful. You got to go see Bill Maher.
Talk about the thing he did. You did a piece to the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yes. Oh, he after the show, I went backstage. He said, "Oh, did you see it? Did you see it?" He stood there and he took the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and he did it as Abbott and Costello. Who's on first? Who's the Holy Ghost? No, I'm the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost. No, you are. No, you is the. And it was just a whole myth. He worked into a monologue.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
It's hysterical.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's good stuff going on, you know.
Yeah. So wait a minute. I got to get to this story.
Okay.
Your humble beginnings, George Slaughter. You said you were delivering mail. Suddenly there's a commotion. People came from all over because Sinatra was in the building.
Right.
This is the agency you worked at, right?
I was like 18 years old. It was my first week at MCA, and I had a gray gabardine suit and oxblood shoes and argyle stock. Everybody else in the whole area was in black except me. And Sinatra came in to sign his contract, which he did once a year.
Right.
He never paid commission. He signed the contract. MCA made so much money because they were representing Sinatra. They didn't have to pay commission.
Wow.
So everybody fled into this room. And there was I standing there like a yo-yo. And they gave him the contract, and he said, is this okay? And handed me the contract. And you got to know the humidity in my Speedos soared. I said, yeah. So he signed the contract, and he started to leave. And the first time I heard him say he started to leave, and he looked at me and he said, I have ties older than this guy. So from then on...
And you were already his key legal advisor, obviously.
Yeah. From then on, we became, on and off, we became friends and worked together until I did one of the eulogies at his funeral.
I know, I heard that. Wow.
Yeah.
I see. No wonder you and I love each other. What station am I stuck on every time you guys are
the
here?
Sinatra station.
Seriously, Sinatra.
Seriously, Sinatra.
Sirius XM.
What an adventure he was. Oh.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
Mercurial.
He was exciting.
What was he like? What was he like to hang out with?
He was an event, He was like, and again, I had the same thing with him that I had with Judy. I make him laugh. And if you could make Sinatra laugh, you owned him. And you broke that coil,
Wow.
And he loved to laugh. He would have loved you. I mean, he would have been over here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Politically, he might not have
Many
really
people have
gone.
told me I'm the Ava Gardner of the radio. What?
That's good.
No, they
That's
don't.
good.
No, they don't.
David Gardner and the Lola Falana. I mean,
There you go.
All right, 45 minutes after the hour, back with the remaining moments with the legendary George Slaughter, live in studio here on the Stephanie Miller Show.
I'm better later in the day. I was
No,
screwed up the Rush
You
Limbaugh
are
story. I
perfect.
screwed up that. No, but any
Stephanie Miller.
Yes. Oh, it is the Stephanie Miller Show. This is such a treat, is it not?
It is.
Live in studio with legendary comedy producer of Laugh-In and Real People and a zillion award shows, and
You created the American Comedy Awards, is that right?
Yeah.
For 15 years.
Wow. George Slaughter.
Yeah.
Now they're doing another one next week. Don Mischer's going to do it.
Oh, wow.
And it's fun. It's fun. There should be something saluting comedy. You know, we don't pay any attention to it.
You have your office is like a museum, just slews of Emmys and pictures of you with famous people.
I like your office better. When you walk in this building, the first thing you see is an entire set of exercise equipment.
Yes.
Which
to
explains
achieve the
this. This
yes.
is no accident. You know?
This bronze ass you point
that
to.
took a lot of time. Anyhow.
Okay, you have to tell this story because we make you stop talking during the commercial breaks because you keep telling golden nuggets of stories. So, speaking of asses,
Wait, speaking too, go ahead.
Yes.
I understand.
You pulled a prank on Lily Tomlin. And it must be hard to prank Lily Tomlin, but she was at Snyder Diamond, which is a store you get, fixtures,
Yes, and
toilets,
I called
appliances.
I called Lily at the house, and they said she's not here. She's gone down to look at bathroom fixtures at Snyder Diamond.
Right.
So I called her. She'd left. So I called her in her car. And I said, "Hello, Miss Tomlin. This is Pierre from Snyder Diamond." She said, "What?" She had just left, right? I said, "You forgot to come in for your fitting." She said, "What do you mean, fitting?" I said, "Well, you were going to buy a new toilet, and we have a fitting." "What do you mean, a fitting?" "Well, what we do, we have you sit in the cold plaster pads. We will warm it for you, of course, but you sit in this plaster pads, and then when it dries, we have an exact mold of your derriere, and we fix the commode to fit you." She said, "A fitting for a toilet seat?" "Oh, yes, well, it's the newest thing."
And how did she get you back?
Well, no, but I mean, she couldn't believe it, but she bought it for a long time, that she had to come back in for a fitting. We do stuff with all the time. I'm going to do one day, I want her to do my new character for her called Bubba. Bubba is a guy that works around the house, and his pants are just a little low in the back.
Right.
And he's going to help you, little woman. Right? So I wanted to do Bubba with the T-shirt rolled up and a pack of Lucky Stripes and the jeans that go behind this.
Yeah. She is, we were saying just how incredible to have her, she's, speaking of, comedy legends, but she's also been, this is my favorite story about her. Not only is she so kind, but just a perfectionist.
Well,
I remember
perfectionist and a very committed woman. I mean,
I'm going back to Chicago, where I was a little tiny baby DJ, and this is the first time I met Lily Tomlin. She came on my radio. She actually called in as Ernestine and did this hilarious bit.
Wow.
And I'll never forget, her PR person called afterwards, and she said, "Oh, Lily wanted to check and make sure you thought it was funny." It was like the longest pause in the history of, and I was like, Lily Tomlin wants to know if I think she.
Lily,
yes, she's Lily Tomlin. Like, she was brilliant. Yeah. But I don't like that she even cared.
Lily's beyond funny because those people, she creates people. Ernestine is a real person, and Edith Ann is a real person.
That's right.
Yeah.
And she goes deep into their character, and she's a genius.
Having you here is like the day I walked into their house and saw Edith Ann's rocking chair by their pool.
Yeah. Oh, and that's it. That's the rocking chair I built for Edith Ann.
You built that?
Wow.
Yeah,
You
we
built
built
that.
it. Lily said she wanted to do
Republican
a character to have a chair, and so she said, "But I want it like 15 feet high."
That's not true.
And anything Lily wanted, she got.
Yeah.
And then my favorite, I think, is still Ernestine. Did you know?
Yeah.
Did you know when right before she did it the first time? And I said, Lily, wait. When Ernestine calls, she's got to dial with this finger. And you think now, when you see, maybe people don't know this, but when you see Lily Tomlin, doing Ernestine, when she goes to dial the phone, she goes like, and nobody ever figured it out. She was giving the finger to the whole world. Now they know, and I'm screwed. How do you like that? Now you're off there.
It's like Frank Underwood's FU cufflinks.
That's right. That's right. Look, this is great up here.
Thank you.
People realize when you walk in here what they see. They see this whole room of exercise.
Yes.
So what you're looking at is no accident.
Right. Yes, thank you. And by the way, we were also talking about Goldie Hawn, who looks amazing.
Yep.
Yes.
And we've had her on the show, and you were saying like that was her whole thing to play like the ditzy, and she's crazy smart.
What happened was Lily, we brought Goldie on, and she was not a comic, and she would always look at whoever talked to her. So we constantly got shots of the side of her head, you know. So I gave her something to do into camera. And it was an introduction of Dan, and she got confused, and she thought it was funny, so she laughed. And I mean, went, whoa, this is magic.
Yeah.
You know? And so we did it again, and the director said, cut. I said, never, ever say cut to that woman again. And so what we realized was anything we could do to distract her attention, then she would laugh.
Right.
And we got that gold, you know.
Yeah.
So we did terrible things to her. Ruth Buzzy stood beside the camera and made naughty, rude sounds. I showed up with my fly open. I mean, anything that could get and once she realized that she was, losing it, and she laughed and fun. And one time we did a thing with George Burns, and she screwed it up so bad. It was the first take, right?
Yeah.
And so then we said, we're going to do it again. Got all through, and she said, you're going to use the first one, aren't you? I said, Goldie, I always use your first one. Always, because it's tough to top it.
Now that we think about it, Laugh-In is like the home of the greatest laughs in American history. I call this my happy place. Yeah, Joanne Worley.
That's an air raid siren.
Yeah.
I mean, is she a piece of work?
She's been on the show a couple of times. Yeah. And she's awesome.
She sure knows how to, I tell you, sure know how to sneak into a room, with that feather boa, and she, So we had great fun. I mean, and Ruth was fun, and we were all fun,
Yeah, it was.
We got by with murder.
Well, and you, obviously, we talked about having Nixon on politics and all that. How, in terms of you watching so many, years of politics in this country, what do you think? I mean, particularly when, we talked about you breaking down color barriers, and I think some of the blatant racism we've seen for the first black president.
Oh, sure. I mean, and they say, well, we're not racist, but look at this Black Sambo cartoon that I'm sending you. No, they can't get over that.
Yeah.
He's had a few problems, but boy, they wanted. Rush Limbaugh said before the election, I want him to fail.
Yeah.
And he's really gone to great lengths to assure that could happen,
Yeah.
So they just hate him.
And if it's Hillary, wow, are we going to be in for some sexism, aren't we?
Oh. Yeah. And Hillary, by the way, may make a great president.
Yeah.
And see, who are the choices on the Republican side? They've destroyed Jeb. They did a thing with him the other night. Chris Christie, they've wiped him out.
Yeah.
And then you've got these brain donors, that that are out there. The solution for America, right? And you're saying they've got to get rid of all the liberals. When they say liberal, it's like a dirty word.
Yeah.
The old liberals.
Well, I mean, you see here in the office, my dad and Goldwater, they'd be considered liberals today in the Republican Party.
Barry Goldwater did laugh at.
Oh, did he really?
Yes, he did. He said, America's a great country where any boy can grow up to be president, any boy but me.
Can people go, can the public at large go to this thing tonight in L.A.?
Yeah. I didn't know it was, there's a guy by the name of Cliff Nesterhouse who writes about people and stuff. Right. He's a comedy junkie. He knows everything you ever did. He knows everything going back to Lenny Bruce and Miller and Lyles. He knows everybody. And so he asked me to do this conversation. I didn't realize
it's a conversation with George Slaughter. We'll put a link up at StephanieMiller.com.
I didn't realize it was going to get that kind of out of control,
Well, you are George Slaughter. I'm not sure you're aware of that.
And I will be again.
George, we are out of time, but I hope you will do this again with us, because I adore you.
I brought a bedroll. I'll stay.
Okay, awesome. Great. Perfect. Perfect.
We'll put you underneath the weight bench over there.
Put me underneath the white bench, and I'll just... If I could have a copy of this.
Take my ass as a lovely parting gift.
I certainly will.
All right. George Slaughter, everybody.
I want one bite size.
Dirty old man. I love him. All right.
I love you, kid.
Love you too, honey. We'll see you tomorrow.
Keep it up.
Thank you, honey. See you tomorrow on the Stephanie Miller Show.